So traders, is silver about to make a nice move here? And I think also the stock market's getting ready to have another incredible move to the upside. And also there's a bit of a calm before the storm, guys, happening right now. I've been looking at oil right now, and it's just been holding here really, really strong. Are we about to see what's called a calm before the crash? Calm before the crash of looking at that through there. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about in today's video. So I'm going to start off with silver. Now, the big thing that I want to share with you when it comes down to the silver price is this. One of the best patterns I'm always looking for myself is I'm always looking for these patterns here, right? See how we just went sideways through here? It's one of the most incredible trading patterns you can trade. Like, for example, I'm in 3 trades right now, and one's almost about break even right now, and then 2 are really nicely in profit. And all 3 of these trades have the potential to make a really big move because it's one of those types of trades. And it's just that they are just such amazing trades. Now, unfortunately, I can't share those trades with you because that's the reason why, I've got to separate that from YouTube to then my inner circle, right? My inner circle knows what's going on when it comes to that through there. But these are amazing trades. Again, 2 of them are really nicely in profit already, and they're probably likely to continue. And one of those setups out of the 3, oh my goodness, if it starts to gain some momentum, it is going to create one of the biggest drops I've ever seen in a long time. This particular market, again, I can't show you what this chart is. I wish I could. But this one particular market has created a 10-year massive rounding top formation. And if it breaks the key level of support where it's at right now, it is going to drop like a rock. And I'm short right now. I've actually got put options. And it's going to make a fortune. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that there's many, many, many opportunities out there on individual stocks, so on and so forth, and not just anything else. But the purpose of saying that is that a lot of them have this type of pattern here, right? Where we're going sideways, and then we start to get the breakout. Then we start to get the move from here. So looking at the actual silver price and the silver market, if I bring this up to here, right? If I bring this up to, let's actually go to this chart here, which is the weekly chart. This is the weekly silver price here. And the big thing about the actual silver weekly price is once we actually get this move to the upside, right? Once we get to the move to the upside from there, this is breaking these key levels of resistance back here in 2012 and 2013, right? So we're probably then likely to see this move go back to the upside from there, right? Which is $44 here. So the big thing I'm really seeing here right now is that if silver starts to break up, maybe silver's going to go for a run, because if we do break up, we're coming off the back of this level here. And we're also, if you actually look at what silver's been doing this since 2024, is it's been developing a really nice upward trend. So we went from this sort of low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, same low. So we are overall starting to gain strength through here. We weren't sure what was going on. And now, guess what? Now we're starting to gain some serious strength in the markets from here. So really, really, really good, guys, about what's happening there on the silver price. While I'm at it, let's go look at gold. Gold right now, guys, is just continuing to hold here. And one of the best things you can do as a trader is understand the different phases you're in. Because if you're in the wrong phase of the markets, you're going to get chewed up because there's going to be a lot of volatility. So let me show you what I mean by that. If I bring this chart up to here, okay, and I'm just going to duplicate you for a minute, and then I'm just going to remove all these here. I'm just going to bring on the 52 only. There's different phases in the markets, okay? There is what's called a energy using phase, when the market's moving up, and then moving up, right? They're the energy using phases. They're the phases you want to be trading. But then after a period of time, you go through what's these energy building phases, and we're in one of those right now. Now, why is that so important? Because it's important to know when you are in those types of phases. And the reason why is because you have dropped your probability massively if you are trading in these environments. Why? Look at the volatility here, up, down, up, down. We're not trending at all. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at the volatility here. Hey, even through here. Wait. Stay away from these types of phases in the markets. Wait for this phase here, this phase here, this phase here, or the next phase to start, then start to trade the markets. If you're trying to trade right now, I'm going long right now. It's going to go up. And then it doesn't. I guarantee there's so many people that I know in my chat box. Well, they've disappeared now. All the people. Do you know how many people through here? It's like, John, you don't understand. It's going up because of the central banks. The central banks are buying. This idiot thinks the market's going down. Who's going to sell it? And oh my goodness. And I'm sure you've been watching. I'm sure you're watching right now, but you're not even commenting on my YouTube videos right now. When I was telling people to be warning that this might start to end, John, but central, it's so on and so forth, right? And what's happening with gold right now? We're going through another one of these phases. So I know people through here were getting excited about gold going up, and then it goes down, and then they disappear from my comment section, and then it goes back up, and then, right? So right now, just remember, traders, right? Whenever you're getting into trades, right? My best trades are at the start of the moves, not after the market's already made big moves. Right? So what I mean by that is this. See right here as it's breaking out. That's where you want to be looking for some really good trading opportunities. Maybe even here. But as we start to go through here, you know that, oh my goodness, we've been going up for a long time. It is time to step aside. Time to step aside. Now, let's go look at these other markers for me. So this is the, let's go to here. So weekly charts. Okay, cool. So let's go to this one here. This is a monthly chart on the Dow Jones. And we are still developing some really nice strength from here. We really are. Let's go to the weekly chart here for a minute. And if I squeeze my weekly chart up here, look what's happening through here, right? We are just holding here right now. We are just absolutely holding here right now. So the thing about trading, and some traders can't stand the word if, right? If this happens, well, guess what? No one knows what's going to happen. So what a trader does is says, if this happens, aka, if that happens, then I start to take a trade because I have a probability of getting through there. You see that? See what traders are like, I'm looking for the secret sauce to know definitely what's going to come. How many YouTube videos you've been watching, you still don't even know. Guess what? Bit of a secret for you. Bit of a 20-year-old ancient secret for you. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? You ready? Bit of ancient secret thing for you. No one knows what's coming on the really short term. There's big, massive cycles that are at play, but those things take months and sometimes years to unfold. On a short-term level basis over the next couple of months, no one definitely knows what's going to come. So if you're trading a fundamental, if you're looking at the inflation data and what Ray Dalio says, and that's it, we're going to World War III and the market's going to crash. By the way, a bit of FYI, if you do your research in the past, if we do go through another war, that's actually bullish for the stock market, not bearish. Do you study over the last 20 or 30 years of major wars in the last, say, 20 years, and you'll find every time we've gone through a big war, the market bottomed and then we went up. So that's why I say we have the big if from there, right? So then we go through this S&P 500. Look at this here. Beautiful stair stepping up from here. Really, really, really nice. So if we can, there's the if word again. Oh, if. Again, you don't trade based off what you think. You say, okay, now we've got the if scenario happening. Let's trade because I have a probability, right? Let me take a stab here because I think it's going to go somewhere. If we can get that for the next couple of months and then maybe next 2 or 3 months and then we start to break out through there, my 7,500 target, because I still have that, guys. I've had 7,500 target all this year. You guys know that, right? Just look at my trailer video. See my name there? Click on that. You can go to my homepage. You see my trailer video. I did it like a few months ago when the market was down here. I'm like, oh, I've got a 7,500 target, and I've done many videos in the past of how do we recognize that in the past from there, and also the good old oil market from here. All right, the good old oil market is one that Hey traders, just a quick heads up. I'm actually giving away free access to my Mastery Trading course for a limited time. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be the first link in the description. The fact is that 80 to 90% of the stuff that you learn or you use on these trading platforms is a complete waste of time. And only about 5 to 10% of the stuff that you actually learn and use is going to move the needle in the positive direction for you. And that's over the last 20 years, I've put everything that has helped me move the needle in the positive direction in this here, and I've left everything else out. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and grab complete free access to this mastery trading course. Still really watching, because I think this is the calm before the crash. The calm before the crash. Now, why do I say that? Why does one say that? One say that. So look at this here. One says that, which is me, because if we're through here and we're holding here, let's look at the if scenarios. Weekly chart to the left, daily chart to the right. With me so far? So let's look at the if scenarios. If, okay, cool. We're good with that, all right? We're good with this? No? Okay. If we start to get something like this through, let's do that again. Well, let's bring on the 52 as well. 52 is down. The market is down. So here's the thing that I really want to stress with you. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you hope for. If the trend is down, the trend is your friend until the end. But John, you don't understand. Well, you can make your life difficult if you want. But the reason why I do pretty well now, and I'm trying to stay humble when I say that, but it's because the trend is your friend until the end, right? You know that. Yeah, but John, I'm going to buy the bottom here. Do you know how many people have been going long? I know someone that went long oil here. It popped up and I'm just like, what are you doing? It's probably going to go back down, and then it rolled back down through here really quickly. You probably know who I'm talking about, right? You probably still watch my YouTube videos right now. And look what happened. All through here, and we started to get that. And she said, I bought it and made a little bit of money. So what you want to do here, guys, okay, what you want to do here is this. Again, throw your ego at the window. If the ultimate weekly charts, let's do this. If the ultimate weekly charts, which is this one right here, as you can see, and I'm just trying to get the sizing a bit better there. Right there. Let's just do this here. If the ultimate weekly charts, okay, is in a downward trend. What is a downward trend? A downward trend is high, lower high. Now remember, this is something that most people that have been trading, say less than 5 years, I would say, have a hard problem understanding is this. If the market goes up like that, does that mean the buyers are in control? Now, does that mean we're in an upward trend now? The buyers are coming back in, you're getting excited? But what's the trend at that time? What if we had something like that? Now we have what? High, lower high, lower high. And one of the most biggest mistakes that you can make as an amateur is only look at one leg, meaning that is one leg, that is one leg. And even if we do through here, you're looking at one leg. The biggest mistake. Because you're trying to buy it here, then you get run over. Find what the trend is. And sometimes, and remember, a lower high is a downward trend, right? Lower high is lower. No, John, tell me something new. Now, well, if that's the case, the market has to rally. We have to rally for a week or two. We have to rally for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. We have to rally a little bit, right? And then guess what? And then the big moves come. Now, the reason why this is important, one, you understand if you're getting in here and we're still making lower highs, it's probably not going to last that long. And secondly, the big moves, the big drops are with the trend. Why would you want to go long here, long here? Go with the market. So what's happening right now? Doesn't matter what you think. Remember, the people that are much smarter than you, the people that have billions and billions and trillions of dollars at their disposal are trading these markets. They're talking to us. Leave your ego at the window. So right now, we have a high, down, we rallied for a bit, lower high. Down, up, lower high, down. Even if we went through here again, guess what? It's just another lower high before we go down again. Now we're seeing that through there. That's the weekly chart through there. And now we're seeing this through here, right? So, if we do, oh, John, there's that if word again. Oh my goodness, this guy, I tell you. Yeah, I'm unsubscribing, John. I'm so sore. I can't laugh. I'm training for High Rocks. If you guys know anything about High Rocks, I've been training for High Rocks. There's one event coming up in 5 weeks. So I'm trying to laugh, but I can't because my core's sore right now. I did a huge workout. Anyway, so if we got something like that going on, guys, this is it here. It's still below this major support level all through here. So that's where this is the calm before the crash. We're getting a bit of a calm here, the reason why this is important is because you never want to lose sight of a boring market. That's where big moves come. Boring, big move, right? So whenever the market's boring, and I'll give you an example of gold, and this is a real example that I was looking at this boring market a while ago now, right? Boring. So as you can see here, right? Look at this here. Look at that boring period out of gold, right? Oh, boring. What does that mean? I'm getting ready for a good breakout soon. Because when it does start to break out, I'm getting in right at that new trend. Boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying there, right? That's where the big money's made. See, for me, traders, and one thing that I talk about with my inner circle, and something I've mentioned on this YouTube video today, is the trades that I'm in right now. I'm in 3 trades right now. These trades have the potential of making a big move over the course of 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, sometimes up to 2 months. I'm in these trades. I don't trade. I'm not very active, but I like to get in a trade and make a big profit on one trade, not take 50 trades a month. You can't do that, right? Active trading and 2-minute charts and so on and so forth, you guys know that, right? It's like, yeah, it's just not good, right? But for me, I've always found that throughout the year, that if I can find these trades and then manage the trade properly and let the trade go, where it runs on for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and generate a really big profit from that, that one really big profit from that trade, one can generate more than what most people make in a year working a job. If you have a bit of money on there, with like especially the way that I do, I like to trade options. But secondly, you need those periods, right? So if you're trading a strategy where you're doing spread strategies and stuff like that, where you're limiting your risk, where especially credit spreads and stuff like that, you need for you to have a successful year and a successful trading year, you need these pockets of time throughout your trading year, right, for you to actually do really well. And this is where a lot of traders get this really big wrong, right? Like they think like a spread strategy or something like that. It's just not good, right? Your foundation needs to be this. How to identify a trade that's likely to make a big move. That's your foundations, right? You need to have that. Why? Who cares about a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio? No. You want to be getting into a trade that potentially can do a 10-to-1. See what I'm saying here? Now I say potential because you never know what's going to happen, right? Like there's been many trades that, there was one a while ago that gave me 500% in about 6 weeks, right? There was another trade that happened a few years ago. I haven't had one like this in a while, where in about 2 months, I made 1,200% return. If you had $20,000 on that trade and over the course of 2 months, that thing ran on and kept going, and it was according to the rules, you just made over 200 grand in 2 months. Or a $10,000 trade just made you have $100,000 in 2 months. And all it took you and all it really required you to do is basically about half an hour worth of day monitoring of finding the trade firstly. And that's what my coaching program is all about. So it's actually closed right now, guys. So you can't actually, I'm not promoting my coaching program, but I'm letting you know the reason why my trading has become so successful and why my clients who listen to me, unfortunately some of them don't, so it's their fault. You get what I'm trying to say here, right? So I'm trying to share this with you. I'm trying to share the foundations of what most traders get wrong. And the reason why they're trading is because the way they're trading is actually not that good. So anyway, let's actually go to this level here. And I want to answer some questions before I finish off today's video. Let's actually go to here. Okay. And let me see if I can zoom in a bit more. Okay, so let's actually answer some questions here, okay? I would also like to know more about how to use options with timelines. You don't use option with timelines. The thing about options is this. Options is not the thing that's going to make you money. Options is just a vehicle to trade with. What if you got into the wrong trade that went against you? Was it the option that lost you money, or was it you getting into the wrong trade? See what I'm saying here, right? So your foundation is, do you even know what you're looking for? It blows my mind that so many people are trading with just a average gray area trading system. No wonder your trading system sucks. The way that I trade is I look for my trading setup, and then off that, once it's setting up, I know the exact candle or the exact bar I'm getting in on. Today's the day. There is no if, there is no buts. Today's the day to enter. That's the reason why my trading does so well. Right? And I hope you can see here that if a lot of you traders are trading like, should I be in now? Should I be out now? If you're doing that, you are getting destroyed because now you're trading based off your emotions and not an actual system that says, today's the day to get in. Let's go. Like now's the day to get in. Not based off your emotions, but the way the system works, right? Okay, it's setting up right now. It's setting up. Here we go. It's setting up, watching it, setting up. And then bam, we actually get the proper candle or the proper bar. And then we enter in on it. So the options are not the thing that's probably your biggest issue. It would be you don't actually have a good trading setup in the first place. And if you spend many years trying to look for the easy road and so on and so forth, or should I say, and you are trading the markets right now and you don't have any concrete plan you're following, you are going to get destroyed and you're going to be the 90%. And it doesn't have to be that way, okay? It doesn't have to be that way. Now, I understand, guys, because I've been trading the markets for 20 years and I was down that road as well too. So, yeah. So, anyway, Martin says, thanks, John. When there is a breakout from a long channel end of energy building phase, do you trade long-term options, e.g. 6 months, 1 year of an anticipated move? Now, very, very, very important, Martin, okay? I don't just trade any breakout of a channel. No. I call it a channel trade. A trade for me is my trading setup. A channel trade, put them together, means there is a channel there, but as it's breaking out, it's got my trading setup. See that there? That's why these channel trades, they're not just a trade for me. Remember, a trade for me that meets my actual trading pattern, the proper entry candle I'm looking for, the trading setup, the trading rules that I look for. But whenever I get that pattern and it forms on the back of a channel, where I've had a channel for sometimes a couple of years, like for example, Martin, a good example is a stock that I'm in right now. And again, I wish I could share it with you, but I'm not going to be disrespectful to my inner circle members who have invested a lot of money with me to coach me with them. So they know what's going on. But the whole thing about it is that one trade I'm in right now was the channel. So there was a channel. But then just before the breakout, I actually got my trading setup. So I still got my trading setup and it still meets my trading rules, but that trading setup appeared on the back of a channel. So no, you don't just trade any ordinary breakout. And the reason why you don't do that, Martin, is because if you do, then a lot of the times you're going to get destroyed. I'll show you an example here where I know some people saw that whole channel breakout thing. And like what you're saying here, right? Do you trade long term? Depends. A lot of my trades are 6 months or 1 year. Again, so hit this this thing here. Do you hold 6 months or 1 year in anticipation of longer move? So once again, Martin, I have my entry rules, and then I have my exit rules of my system, right? So it's not a matter of just sitting on something. It's a matter of, okay, here's my trading setup, and this is how I'm going to manage it properly. You know what I mean? So it's about how to manage that. And so a lot of times for me, it's roughly around that, because I know even for one of these types of trades, I'm only going to be in it for maybe a couple of months on a maximum. So 3, maybe 6 months with the option I buy. But again, you still need a good setup. You don't just trade any channel breakout. And I'll give you an example here. I know when I was teaching this a while ago, and let me show you this here. So I know when I was teaching this a while ago, a lot of people saw this here, and then they saw it on Barber. And then they said, oh, John, look, what you taught is happening with Barber right now. And we got the breakout here. Look at this here. Right, so we got the breakout, didn't we? So there we go. Oh, look, John, there's your channel breakout. And then you had that on you, and then it completely reversed against you and went down there. I know some people ended up here based off just that one channel thing. It's like, no, there was no trading pattern here. No trading pattern. In fact, the way this market was working off this channel, it was a high probability it was going to reverse on you because it just wasn't a proper setup. Okay. So for me, it's called a channel trade because I'm looking for my trading pattern. And if I can get the channel, again, like I'm in one right now. If I can get the channel, but then as the market's breaking out, I can get the nice little trading pattern with the breakout. and I get this whole thing here is my trading setup and my trading entry candle, but it's coming off the back of a channel. That's the reason why these channel trades are so amazing. They're so incredible. They are just they are the best, they're just so incredible. The reason why they're incredible is because they have the potential of making a big move. Because you're coming off the channel, and then I've got my high probability trading setup, and then when that happens, a lot of the times it just starts to really do really well. Now, it doesn't happen in one day because I trade a daily chart, right? But if you can be patient and let it go, this channel trade, now, again, the trading setup's powerful alone, but off the channel trade, oh my goodness. And again, like if you look at gold, if I go to gold, I'll show you, like for example, with gold, right? This whole channel trade, I actually got, or actually let me show you, I'll show you the daily charts because the daily chart was the one that I entered off on, right? Let me show you this here, right? So look at this here. So I'll replay, haha. Oh, jeez. Right? Oh no. Right, so this one here, this breakout here was the day that I entered it on because it met my trading rules. But also, it was coming off the back of what? It was coming off the back of so not only did we have this big sort of channel process through here, it was a big channeling process, but then right here was my actual trading setup, and this here was my entry candle. I actually went long on this entry candle here, right? And then, guess what? From there, now I knew we're getting ready for what? Up, I held it through here, held it. I knew we're probably going to go for another move. Went for another move. And that was the day, right? Actually, just back one. This day right here was the one when I exited my first trade. This one here on an option. Again, we're looking at our daily chart here. On an option, did around 400 to 500%. It was over 400% and less than 500%. So it was I remember that very, very clear. But that's what I'm talking about. 400% return, a $10,000 trade. That's $40,000 profit. $20,000 trade, you just made $80,000. That's a full-time income for some people. And that's the reason why it's so incredible. Then the market went sideways. And let me bring on the 24. So then the market went sideways. I got out right here because the trade ended. And then the market went sideways for a bit. Let me see if I can then find my next trade that I did. Just go on to my next trade, just so you can see what's going on. So again, this one here was more of a longer term move. So this one here was a channel trade, and I knew that I'm probably going to be in it for not a week or two, but I'm going to allow these things to unfold. So this could take 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months to really unfold. And then I knew this day was the time to get out. If you're stuck with this here with options with a really long time, it's the worst thing to do. So I'm not in gold right now from a trading perspective, investment perspective, long term. And then we started making a nice move up from here. Right, nice move up from here. Nice move up. Right. There we go, long again, and then we go sideways and then back up again. And then that was actually, let me bring on my 9 moving average. And I'm pretty sure it was one of these days from here that I exited, which was this one here was this is what's called a short-term trade, where I'm in and I'm out within, say, 2 to 5 days on average. It's much more. This one here was a very short-term trade. So I have short-term trades where I'm in and out within a week. And some of these trades, like this one, he picked up about 70% return in about a week. It was such a beautiful setup. So they are the main ones that I traded. I picked up 400 to 500% return here. So 2024 was incredible for me. 400 to 500% return here. That was a big trade. And this trade here was just a trade. But I knew, the big thing and the most important thing is you're not guessing. I knew this trade had the potential of making a big move because it's that type of setup. Not just I hope this is, no, it's the same thing every time. This type of setup that I trade 1,000 billion times has the potential of making a big move. This type of setup here, when it comes to, according to my rules, has the potential of making a nice move over the next week. So this one here is going to be what I call a short-term, I call these short-term cash flow generators. They're amazing. And they're very, 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 very powerful. Short-term cash flow generators, very powerful, high probability. It's just so incredible. So, and that's where my coaching is just, I'm so proud of the effort that I've put into again, guys, I'm not selling my coaching program. It's closed, right? I told you guys that you can't get access to my coaching anymore. It's done. I'm not trying to sell you it, but I'm trying to show you that it's just like, if you ever do get a chance to join someone like me, it's like, man, I can really help you guys out. I hope you can see the passion here, because once you know what I know, oh my goodness, when it comes to how to identify a trade that could do really well this week, and have one really good trade and maybe make 7-8 grand, maybe, if I do a $10,000 trade and I make 70%, how do I do that 7,000, or $5,000 trade and I just made $3,000-$4,000 this week on that one trade. Now, the thing is that these trades here, and there was also another one right here as well too, this one right here. So there was actually 3 trades. This third one I wasn't sure. So I took a trade right here for me. So I took this trade here that was 400 to 500% return. Then I had this one right here that was actually a very short-term move, around about 70% in a week. And there was another, this move through here. I just was unsure, so I didn't take it. It ran on for profit, but I just wasn't unsure. But I didn't trade this one through here because obviously what I was saying to you guys on YouTube, right? I'm just like, I'm not too quite sure. It still ran on for profit. It still showed that it was a very high probability of making a nice move from there. So out of the 3 setups, when it comes to my rules, every single one of these actually made a really nice profit from there. And that's the reason why my trading is so successful, because all I need is one, I need to know exactly what I'm looking for, which I do. And is it a level 1 trade? Level 1 trade is more like a short-term. I'm only going to probably be in this from 2 to 5 days, very short-term type of trading, in and out within a couple of days, through 2 to 5 days. Or is this a level 2 type of trade where, and again, it's the same rules, right? Level 1, level 2, it's the same rules every single time. Or if I do get a level 2 trade, which by the way, 3 trades I'm in right now are all level 2 trades. That's why they're probably going to be big moves over the course of the next couple of months. And so I know what to expect from there. So I hope that makes sense from there. Yeah, I know I went a bit of a deep dive from there, but I hope you can see now that, and I hope you guys, one of my thing here I'm trying to share with you guys, I'm trying to give you the proper mindset, the proper thinking for long-term success. Stop looking for these short-term little gimmicks or let me try this out. And no, let's actually build a solid foundation, right? You want to be around for long-term? Let's actually build a solid foundation, okay? What are the shortest time frame trades you make? Longest trades, average. Elon Musk. Well, I hope some of this stuff that I talked to you guys about, talk to you today, but for me personally, I like to have my freedom as well. And I've actually found that I trade the daily charts. Simply means I'm looking to find an entry today and either hold it for 2 to 5 days on a short-term level 1 trade, or a level 2 trade I'm looking to get in today and then manage that over the course of 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes up to a couple of months as that trade unfolds. The reason why I do that is, one, I like to have big profits over the course of a couple of weeks or a couple of months, like a really big profit, instead of getting in and get out, which brings no freedom, which brings stress, which brings tiredness, which brings no happiness, right? So the reason why I trade the way that I do is, I spend only half an hour actually doing and managing my trading, and then maybe another hour or 2 throughout the day manually going through some stocks, building watch lists, keep an eye on different things. Because the way that I trade myself is probably 80 to 90% of my trades are system trades. And then the other 10% are what we call gift from gods and so on and so forth from the market from there. So the average, now again, doing that, as I said before, is the reason why I do that, where my trading is only half an hour a day. But I do spend a couple hours more a day just going through the charts, making sure that I'm not missing out on anything, because there could be one of these other trades there. But if you're looking at the longest for me was about 2 months. Now this is trading opportunity. This is trading, right? Not investing. Investing years and years. You buy, hold, let go. Who cares? But the longest is probably about 2 months, I think it was. Yeah, and that was the one that did 1,200% return. That was many years ago. I haven't done that ever since. The one that I did with gold last year, that was that one that lasted 6 weeks and give 400 to 500% return on the option. Average, again, it just depends on the trade, right? So level 1 trade is always average 2 to 5 days, which is just a short-term trade. Again, you can generally pick up a good 50 to potentially 80% on those trades. I do have losses as well too, so no, I don't make money every trade, but it's very, very, very high probability, right? So that's the average for the level 1 trade. But again, level 1 trade, it's the same thing, right? It's like, this is a level 1 trade. So when I'm getting into it, I know this is not going to be a big mover. I'm not going to expect any big move, because that's the type of trade it is. See what I'm saying there? Like, I know up front, I'm like, no. If you get into a trade that's likely to only make a 2-day move, and you think this is going to make a massive move for a year, you're going to get destroyed. But then if I have a level 2 trade, just like the start of the gold move, I knew I'm probably going to be in this for a month or more as this thing really unfolds, and I managed it, and therefore I'm in it. So level 1 trade, 2 to 5 days on average, short term, which are really beautiful, right? You can generally pick up a good 50, 60, 70%. And again, if you're trading $10,000, $20,000 trades, a good 70% return, you're looking at a good $14,000, $15,000 profit in a week, right? Do a few of those, or even doing $10,000 trade, right? $10,000 trade and you're picking up a good 5 to 7 grand. Do a few of those per year, or, I hope you see what I'm saying there, right? You know what I'm saying there. So the whole thing about that is that's what I do from that. I'm always keeping an eye on those short-term trades because I love taking them, because why not? They're high probability. But then I also really love the trades that I'm in right now, where I can get in and I don't have to be very active. I just got to just be patient and let it go for a month or two and generate a big profit, like a really big profit, right? We're talking about how do you put 20 grand in the market and potentially turn that to $200,000 to $300,000. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of view in your mind. Now, no, there's no guarantees of doing that, but I'm looking at those trades that have the potential of making a big move. So how do I do that where I can generate the 300%, 500%, maybe even more? You see what I'm saying there, right? How do I do that? So how do I take that $20,000 trade as an example, and you see what I'm saying, right? That's my mindset. Because throughout the year, if I can have just a handful of home run trades like that, where I do a $20,000 trade, and I do that 400-500% return, and I have a handful of those trades, now you're getting close to $500,000 profit in just those trades. I hope you see what I'm saying here, right? But how does this all come reality? How has this become reality though? Right? It becomes reality from step one. I need to know what a level 1 trade looks like, so I know what to look for. And then secondly, when I get into it, I need to understand that it's only going to be a short-term trade. And secondly, I need to know how to identify these level 2 trades. And again, that's the reason why I have a coaching program, but it's closed. I'm not trying to sell you this here. I'm trying to give you guys guidance that whenever my coaching program's open, again, take advantage of it. But even for you guys, right, you need to understand what type of trade you get into and what type of trader you are. For me, I don't like to sit in front of the screen all day. I have a lot of different other activities, right? I like hanging out with mates. I'm into boxing, right? I've actually started to get back into boxing now. And one of my mates, who's the Australian champion, he's actually said that there's an event where I could do my next fight in August. In early July, there's actually a High Rocks event. And so I'm doing High Rocks as well too. I'm doing F45 training. I like to spend time with quality people and so on and so forth. And my kids, like, there's the success in the markets, but then also the fulfillment side as well too. And I used to sit in front of the screen all day long, and it is a disaster. It's so hard. Now I can make more money in one trade over 6 weeks by looking at the market half an hour a day than I used to make an entire year when just doing some really, really bad things. So anyway, traders, I hope this really helped you out. I want to give you guys a bit of guidance around these markets and what's going on right now and what's happening. The number one thing, guys, when it comes down to the big things I've been talking about here, when it comes to all these markets, is the trend is your friend until the end, right? And look at the major trends. And if I'm looking at, say, for example, even the stock market from here, if I look at the major moves up, there's a major move up, there's a major move down, right? Major move up, major move down, major move up, major move down, major move up. We are still generating these higher lows from here. So do not fight the market. On the opposite side here, right, when it comes to oil, we are going down. So do not try to fight with your ego, because if you have been doing that the last year, you've been losing every single time. Don't touch the stove. Mum said the stove is hot. You don't need to touch it 10 times for you to realize you're doing the wrong strategy, right? No touchy, right? Don't touch the stove. Actually, maybe use it to warm your hands up instead, right? Right? So go with it here. Go with it. Don't fight the market, and and if the market's going down, just go with it, because this whole oil here to me is the calm before the crash.